I'm Levi Morgan, and you're listening to the Maniml Mindset podcast.
Just a little over to your right.
Is that better? I think that's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's good.
Okay. Here's the deal. I'm about to finish this pre-workout. I'm going to be pretty amped.
We are here to pump you up.
Oh my god.
Hey, we did it. We did it.
This is weird because we've been talking about it for a long time.
Are you keeping the computer on the table?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Honestly, I'm like,
Do you like it? Do we like it?
Give me the laptop. I'll hold it over here.
okay.
He is the nerd.
Is it a
The
nerd?
TV needs to be on too, just in case.
I don't even know where the remote is.
Oh my God, because we could pull up Blood Brothers and talk about the first time we met.
Blood Brothers is on YouTube. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah,
you
that's
know
kind of
that-
where this all started.
You want to know a funny fact about Blood Brothers, real quick? That was the name of our very first production company.
Mm-hmm.
It was Blood Brothers when we first started.
It was.
Did you mean to do that?
Yeah.
That was kind of.
Oh, in the film?
Yeah.
It was lost.
Oh, yeah. That was me, you, and Austin Sane.
Yeah.
And we had like our logo was like a tree with roots going into the ground.
Game House Studio.
Obviously, every tree has roots going in the ground, so that didn't sound as cool.
But you guys were pretty unique.
Oh, no, that was Game House.
Game House Studios. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Game House.
Yeah.
Never
Blood
mind.
Brothers was just
Yeah, it was just
Blood Brothers with some blood running down.
Look, I'm old. We've
was-
done a lot.
It was red.
I can't remember. Anyway,
Micah's going to pull
now that
it
we
up.
have the TV on,
What are we doing? Where am
I thought you were just
I? Oh, am I pulling up Blood Brothers?
I don't know. I figured.
no, I mean we don't have to.
We don't have to watch it, but
That's just kind of where this all began. So like, this is our first podcast ever, like ours, the Maniml Mindset podcast.
Yeah.
And so this idea was kind of born by us three, I guess, and a little help from a meeting at Matthews. But everybody knows Micah is my brother. He's our,
I am.
been by my side for the last however many years you've been annoying me.
Mm-hmm. Been a while.
how long have you been running
This
the
is
kid?
my about to start up my 15th season.
15 years.
That's pretty much the beginning, dude. I mean, of like bow life or what I do. I've been shooting since like I graduated high school in 2005. So
Yeah.
literally
Yeah, y'all were doing it for what, two
when I
years?
started at 19, which would have been 2007. So literally 1 year before you started.
Yeah.
I did it 1 year without
Were y'all filming hunts when you were kids, though?
No.
No. hunting.
We have some pretty funny home video of me with animals after
Yeah.
I killed them, but we never filmed our hunts. Like, I just grew up watching VHS, like the Drury Brothers, Dan Fitzgerald, Roger Raglan, literally
Still
for
got all
hours.
those at my house.
You have all the VHS ones?
I got all the Monster Bugs, Primos.
Do you have the Incomplete Hunter?
No, that burned in the house. The house burned down in Ohio.
You remember those?
No.
Jeff Foxworthy? I'm Willie, and I'm Billy.
And this spotlight on deer.
Here's this week's Spotlight on Deer, brought to you by Quasar Q-Beams. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh my gosh, it changed my life, literally. And Darren McCall, our
Oh
friend,
yeah.
That was the moment
he talked like Willie and Billy for the rest of his life.
Just stuck
to this day.
to this day.
day.
Like we could call him and guarantee you he answered.
And he's
with
like
a quote from that.
super successful, but still talks like him.
Yeah.
And our old pastor, Alan,
Yep.
changed his life too.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously,
Just the
we come
pastor?
from a small town.
That's all it took.
One VHS tape changed the entire town.
And that's
Yeah.
how Bow Life was born.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so, but everybody knows Micah. Gosh, we're going to chase rabbits on this thing. I can already tell.
It's all right.
We might get through the first point with this one.
It's all right.
But then, so First Light, who's a partner of ours, wanted to do a film on me and Micah being kind of brothers, blood brothers, just like we're related, but we also like hunt side by side for like hundreds of days a year.
Mm-hmm.
So they sent this curly-headed guy.
At the time, I think I was bald.
At the time,
Yeah?
you had
Yeah,
your
at
hair
the
was
time,
shaved.
I was shaved and fat.
Now you got
Yeah.
curly mullet.
Now you're
Curly little
curly and fat.
Curly and fat. Wow.
I'm joking.
Now you're just an Arby's French fry.
But so he comes pulling up. We don't know this guy from Adam. And so he was filming me and Mike in Nebraska. And we kind of hit it off. We kind of liked him, I guess, because here we are.
I know,
Dude, it
for
was
a
good
fact
times.
That when you showed up, you were like, "This is not going to be fun."
I knew for a fact when Kev called me that it was not going to be fun. Because he was like, I got a whitetail project, which I like to hunt deer and do all of that, but I'm not the guy that's like, let's go do an all-day sit and do this. And I was like, okay, cool. And he said who it was with, and it was immediately like, they're going to take this pretty serious.
Yeah. No, but like we laugh
It
a
was
lot.
fun.
No, it wound up being fun. It wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't what I thought I was getting into.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us now.
Well, it's the same thing. Everybody thinks, even on the range, like shooting tournaments, everybody thinks we're all serious. But honestly, we just laugh a lot, quote funny movies,
Dude, I mean, we horse laughed as a trio in trees.
and still killed.
Yeah.
We killed it.
Every hunt we killed.
And even when I about fell out of the tree, remember when I shot because the platform was so small?
Nebraska.
Yeah.
Your elbow hit.
My elbow
Pushed
hit the
forward.
tree and pushed me out.
Dude, I can't. That footage.
That was sick.
I felt like I was just like shaking.
Because you were.
You were straddling that little
Well,
cedar.
I didn't have no. I was like, it was all core stability, just hanging around the tree.
Well, that was a first for us too, because me and Micah had it. I've always hunted together. We figured out how to do two in a tree, but there was three of us, different sets, different trees. It was not easy.
But yeah, the project was to come document how you guys
Yeah.
make bow life and how you hunt and how you pick out stands and all this stuff. So it was, I mean, I feel like it was honestly, it was a pretty cool perspective
It
Yeah.
was.
of a dude filming another dude. Really, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just acting like he knows what he's doing.
really,
Fake
Like
it.
Theo Vaughn said it best.
fake it till you make it.
No.
No. He said,
What'd he say?
well, we're going to look it up.
No, he said that.
He said, it's,
Micah, you got your first job.
No, he said, you guys have always supported me, and
He
I
said- oh,
never
he
known
said-
what I'm doing. I still don't know what I'm doing, or
I've
something
never really,
like that.
we got to pull it up now.
All right, fine.
Everybody's got to hear it.
Um,
I got you.
yeah, but then that went well. You hunted with us a couple other places.
And I feel like
Then-
I told you, like, dude, you need to have a platform.
We've been saying that. Like,
Sorry.
geez, Micah, turn your
It's
phone
coming.
down.
It's coming.
Someone's not into the podcast.
This
I don't
is-
know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I never have. I never really have.
That's it.
And you guys have always been supportive of me for that.
That's the way I feel.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a common denominator in this group of just like, just figure it out.
I mean, some things I do, like archery related, but then other things like this, I'm just winging it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. People want to know what you're saying. I don't know how to tell them, but here we are.
Here we are.
But then, yeah, so me and Mike have been like, we want to go digital. We want to take what we do and like be able to do YouTube, be able to do our website, really be able to tell stories,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys are the creative side. I just shoot. But I'm not good at a lot of things, but I've shot a bow and hunted, and that's kind of my thing. So we did TV, and I compete in like 18 events a year, and so we just never really had the time or made the time for digital stuff
Yeah. That's tough.
until now. We're doing everything. Like, this has all happened very fast.
God, I'd say, well, I mean, we talked about it for 2 years
Mm-hmm.
now, but then execution is 2
It's just
months.
it's been like, we got to do this.
I would say June to
Yeah.
launch, when we launch this thing.
Yeah. So I went out and met with Matthews. I was just talking, looking at the new bows and stuff. And we just kind of sat down with a couple of their guys that are good friends of mine. They're like, why aren't you doing this? Like, you need to be doing this. And it just kind of was like, yeah, okay. We got to do it,
Yeah.
and we just got to pull the trigger on it. Stop talking about it.
Well, I think we got the team that's assembled now to do it.
Yeah.
I think
I
we
think that was
have
always-
for a while, but it's just kind of like, let's just.
Yeah, in my opinion, we've always had, like for the last 5 years, we've had the best team. Just creative and just the ability to pivot and just kill stuff and shoot stuff and just have fun. I mean, there's a lot of good teams out there that do really good things, and they're different, but we bring something to the table I think is different. It's just, and TV's great. Like, that was me, and that's what we've done for years. But sometimes it kind of limits what you can do.
Right.
And like how creative you can be and like how much of the story you can tell.
Yep.
So now I feel like doing TV and we're doing digital, we have the ability to just tell the story. Like, we want to shoot a film, we can shoot a film. If we want to shoot a 5-minute hunt, we can shoot it, whatever.
Do you guys look back and think if you would have went digital route first, things would be different? Or are you glad
It'd
you
definitely be different.
are you glad you took the TV route first though?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
You know, I've met a lot of great people, and I'm thankful for what TV has done, but I do think we would be way ahead if we would have done digital. I think TV's done great for, like, it's been good for me and for Micah's career.
I agree.
But I wish we would have done both. I wish we would have done both.
Yeah.
I don't think we took the digital thing serious enough in the beginning. I think a lot of the guys lucked into it. I don't think they necessarily, and some guys saw it coming for a while, but I think it was the easier route. Like, TV was really hard to get your foot. It cost a lot of money. Like, I was broke for years. Like, the first 4 years we had TV, I lost money doing my job. But I was like, I've always said I'm too dumb to quit. And I was just like, I will figure this out. And so it's a very difficult path. So I think the guys that just were like, you know what? Why don't we just start a YouTube channel? That didn't pay off right away either, you know, but they just started growing that following. They did a good job. A lot of them are really good hunters. Now they're like killing it, you know, because everybody's watching on digital.
So that from a branding perspective, what do you think from a creative? How do you think things would have evolved differently?
It has handicapped me a little bit on telling the full story. So I don't know, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know.
I think I would have changed doing TV. I just would have added it. I think TV taught us both a ton.
It taught me a lot, yeah.
I think it forced Micah to bring a quality that we would not have been forced to do if we'd have been on YouTube.
Yeah.
You could literally do a YouTube channel on your phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
TV forced us to really understand high-end camera work, editing, and being able to lay all that out and like capture what we do in a really quality situation.
Yeah.
And so that mentality, like, that I took to the tournament world, and at the time we were nobody in the TV world. Like, everybody was telling us not to do it. Like, don't do that. That's not a good career path. Like, very risky. You're going to lose a lot. I didn't listen to that, but at the time I was literally, my only thought process was, how do I become the best archer in the world? Like, how do I become the best that ever lived? And I was very good as an amateur, but like, that wasn't good enough. I wanted to be the best. Like, and so I began to have a really successful career as a professional in like 19, 20, 21. I started winning a lot. World championships, or shooter of the years, nationals, just started dominating that side of the tour, and got a nickname, the Maniml. And I don't call myself that. You know, I've never.
Yes, he does.
I literally never have. There's a quiver hanging right here that was a gift to me when I got that nickname from Greg Poole, and it's the belt. It's an old angel quiver, and it says the Maniml on it, because it was just the way I attacked high pressure moments. And that's kind of where it came from. And it's just been my attitude since I was a kid, I think. Just like, if I'm going to do it, like, I'm not scared of it. Like, it might end me. Like, I'm not afraid to be embarrassed. I'm not afraid to fail. And I don't know that was taught to me, but I think it was. Like, our dad was kind of our coach, and it was a lot of tough love. Mm-hmm. But he's the only coach I've ever had. But he really, I think, I don't even know how to word that, but I was mentally tough when I turned 19 and started shooting professionally, or 18. Like, they couldn't crack me. And like, Jeff Hopkins was the best that ever lived at the time. And he tried to play mind games. Like, that was part of his game. Like, he would break you down mentally. And that's in any sports, like, I think, or anything in competitive world, like, you're going to face some adversity, right? And like, before you can really be great, you're going to be knocked down a bunch. Like, you have to learn how to fail. And we failed a ton. I got beat a ton. We put out some terrible hunting shows. I mean, it might not
focus.
Really, yeah.
Way too high exposure.
I mean, you name it, dude. We learned the hard way.
Right.
There were no templates on how to do this.
Do you think, after breakfast this morning, me and Levi were talking just how people are wired different. I feel like we're wired similarly. Do you think that you were wired with that, mindset of just like, I don't know, just going to wake up and crush something, like I'm going to go figure something out? Or do you think that's something that's maybe rubbed off from him?
Yeah, I think it definitely came from the grind that he put me through over the years.
The gauntlet?
The gauntlet.
The meat grinder?
Yeah, I mean, I was always tried to be the best at what I was doing. you know.
Right.
I think that might have came along with our childhood and the way we were raised. But not to
Did you have the motivation? Just like self-starter?
no. I was not. I was more of a chill kid. I was not this. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Micah was. I'll let you answer.
I don't know how to answer that because I mean, answer it because you saw it.
Well, what did,
Yeah, I mean, look.
Hold on. What did you envision for your life? Like, what did go back to the beginning, even when you were just doing a test run before you were like paid to do this. What did you think you were going to land?
Well, baseball. I thought. I mean, I always wanted to be a professional snowboarder. That would have been if I was going to like go do something. If you're giving me like you're 18 years old, but filming's not an option. That's what I would have tried to do.
He's unreal.
But,
Snowboarding.
Well, he used to be okay.
Here's the thing about Micah.
Getting old.
He has no fear.
Yeah.
Right?
Can be a problem, but
I've saw his potential since day one. I feel like I'm pretty good at reading people, and like it was frustrating. I'm just gonna be honest for years with Micah because I saw how much potential he had, and it was like just getting him to see the vision, right? Getting him to understand how good he was, and then like when I put the whole show on him, it about broke him. Like we had a huge fight. He cussed me out right there outside that door.
I was packing
And quit.
stuff.
And quit. An hour later, we were hugging, apologizing. I had to tell my kids to leave the room. I was like, I don't want them hearing their uncle talk to me like this. Seriously. I remember them standing at the glass, looking through the glass, and I was like, go upstairs. Because Micah was like letting me have it, bud. And I just think it's a heavy thing, right? Like you have, like, because we were like that transition from being a kid to a man with a ton of responsibility on your shoulder, that's a hard transition for people. It was hard for me. Mm-hmm. Like you go from like just kind of laid back lifestyle to like, hey, bud, I'm counting on you and all of our paychecks are counting on you. That's a big transition.
It's a lot of weight.
And I knew like, and at the time, Jameson Crass was doing our show, like the polishing. Micah was roughing it, but he was doing a lot of the work. And I knew he had what it took. He just had to learn a few steps to be able, and I'm like, dude, I can pay you way more.
You're not like ultra risky. Like, I'll be honest. I'll go home to my wife and be like, listen, I just put a second mortgage on the house.
Right, yeah. That's the way I am.
If it fails,
I'm
gonna
the
have to
same
figure it out.
I think
but
Micah,
I don't think, and it's not bad, but I don't think you're not naturally wired to be like, I'm gonna risk it all. I'm gonna risk everything for it.
yeah, I think Micah needs to see it clearly.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'm the type of person, like all I need to see is the next step.
Same.
Give me one more step ahead. That's all I need.
I'm very impulsive.
Yeah, same. Like I will go. Open the door.
Yeah, I'm not impulsive.
No. Like let me get my foot in the door. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Where Mike is like, until he sees the whole vision, then he's like, he takes it.
See,
like the
I'll
show.
build the steps. If I got to build the steps to get there, like they may fall down after I get off that step, but like we made it. I don't care.
I've told Samantha so many times, like after Micah took over the show and was killing it. I was like, I'm so proud of him. Like he finally like just was like, I got it. And he's like, killed it, dude.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was right. I knew he had it the whole time, you know?
There it is.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting to.
Yeah. And so it was cool. And now he's still killing it.
Right.
You know, and like he's a like irreplaceable part of this team. I cannot do what I do without him.
Right.
Even in the tree stand. Like he was like not going to be in the tree. Like we started this new planet thing. I'm not going to be around as much. Like who, what? You know, like, cause we are like a pretty well-oiled machine.
Right.
And like, I know what he's doing. He knows what I'm doing. And like, it makes my life so much easier. Right. So I think that's what I'm saying. And like, we've met some really cool, creative people that have you can't be great at anything without a great team.
Let's back up. How has it been seeing him evolve? Like with we're started New Planet.
Yeah.
How has it been seeing him kind of take his own thing now and build it?
Yeah, I love it. I told him, I said, don't ever, even like because there's a limit to what I can pay him through Bow Life TV, right? So Bow Life only makes so much money. Once you're capped out on that, it's very hard to like grow. And that's one thing with TV. It's very hard to grow financially. Like once you sell all your spots, I mean, there's only so much you can go sail on a TV show, right? And so I could only pay him so much to do that. And so like he was offered 3 times that much money by some of my friends that are just have way more money than I do to go. And so I'm like, look, I want you to do what you want to do. Like you have earned the right to be successful, to go as big as you want to go. So like if you leave to better yourself, I will never be mad at you for doing that, like ever, because I want the best for my brother. You know, I don't want to lose him as a partner in what we do, and be able to work with him every day. But like if they're, you know, it betters his life to move on and do something different, I'm always pulling for him to do that. You know, I don't want to hold him back.
I love what I do too much.
Yeah. And he turned those jobs down.
You got to have fun. So
Yeah, you definitely do.
it's not about the money.
right.
Obviously.
To a point, like you got to take care of your family.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And we're putting things in place that could grow and could be cool. Like not just this platform, but things we have in the works that we've been working on for a long time. Like maybe we make a lot of money. Maybe we don't. We're going to have fun in the process no matter what. And, but yeah, it's really cool to be able to do this. And like now everybody wants Micah. You know, it's like he's pulled in a million different directions.
Right.
You know, and I was telling Robbie, who was here, brought us these cool coasters, by the way. I don't know if you can see them.
There you go. I guess.
Yeah, the man. Yeah, his buddy made these. I don't know his name yet, but I'm gonna find out. They're sweet. So shout out to Robbie. But I was telling him a little while ago, like, man, I'm pulled in a million different directions, and now Mike is pulled in a million different directions, and Joe's being pulled in a million different directions, and it's like it's very hard to just find time to sit down and for us to still be creative.
Mm-hmm.
I remember how many car rides did me and you and Austin have, drink 5 Hour Energies and listen to Sail and just blare it on the radio, just thinking of what ifs.
Yeah.
And now we're all so busy doing what we were all dreaming about that we don't.
Well, we've reached the execution phase.
Yeah, it's execution time.
Like that's it. Like the ideas are there, everything's in place
Mm-hmm.
to go. It's just about executing.
Right.
And I think the cool thing though, like we were talking about this driving up, is like now we're all little pieces of each other's businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So like if Levi grows, we grow.
Mm-hmm.
If you grow, we grow. If I grow, y'all grow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the cool thing. And the other side is like the things that are in place right now, not all of them even have to hit.
Right.
If 2 or 3 of them hit, like it's like
Yeah.
the dream has been executed.
Right. Yeah.
Which is all, you know, if even one of them hit,
Mhm.
and that dream's executed,
Mm-hmm.
checkbox.
Yeah.
Good.
I'm just thankful to, you know, like it's easy to get discouraged because like we said, like it's so overwhelming, you know, to have so many irons in the fire
Yeah.
and to be pulled. But
exhausting.
at the same time, I'm like, man, like my 19-year-old self, like walking into ATA and nobody knew who I was, and nobody cared, nobody wanted Levi, nobody knew Micah, nobody knew this. It was like, if I could look ahead, I'd be like, oh yeah.
Right.
So it's hard. So I got to keep that in mind where it's like, and by no means do I think I've made it, but I just think we've made progress, right? Like we've grown and like learned, and we have some amazing relationships in this industry. Like some of my best friends, we work with some of the coolest companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, and get to do what we love every day.
Yeah.
Take the money out of it. That's awesome.
Well, that's the thing. It's just fun. I was thinking about it this morning. I was in my room and I was just thinking, like,
That's my room. You're just staying at my house.
wow, this is definitely not a
Just
we
put it
thing.
Back to the story.
Just put it- my God, put it in perspective of we're all great business partners with each other.
Yeah.
But it's just cool, like looking back, you know, 7, 8 years ago, how different my job was to what it is now.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, sometimes I'm taking phone calls till 8, 8:30 at night,
Mhm.
but it's also like I might do whatever I want to do the next day till 12 o'clock
Right.
and hang out with my kids or take my son to the gym and,
Right.
and you know, play football or do something like that, to where it's just fun.
Mhm.
It's just cool. And the people you get to meet, and I'll be honest, with the outdoor industry, not all of them are great. A lot of them are bad.
A lot of egos.
A lot of egos, a lot
Mm-hmm.
of snakes, but the ones that are good are just like the best I've ever met.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like.
Yeah. Like-minded people for sure. I think like Andy, he's our best friend, you know, like we,
One of our business partners.
yeah. And like we met him through ATA show or SHOT Show. I forget where it was, but like, I mean, some people like that. And you, like our first day, we were laughing so hard in the tree.
Yeah.
Like we didn't even care if we seen a deer
And then it turned out Andy lived 30 minutes up the road from
from you. It's
It's
just like
small world
Wow.
stuff.
crazy. And so like it's easy to get discouraged. I think in life, like everybody's got a lot to be thankful for. Like everybody's also got struggles. Like, and I don't want to like make it, downplay the fact that people struggle, and we struggle. Our life from the outside looks great, but like we struggle. Like Mike is struggling right now. He's going through moving and a lot of changes in life, and it's like we have some major struggles, I'm not talking about like he's in therapy, guys. I mean, like,
I should be.
yeah. But I'm saying like life throws you curves, and it's throwing me curves and you curves and Micah curves.
Deal with it.
But at the same time, you sit down and you go like, God, like you've been too good to me, like
Facts.
I can wake up tomorrow and chase my dream.
Yeah.
I can chase something, and that's something to look forward to. Even if you're not there, it's the fact that I have the ability to go chase it. That's what's awesome, and like, it could be so much worse. So I don't know. I love what we do, man. And I'm excited about this venture. I'm excited about Maniml Mindset. I'm excited about so we've just had a meeting right before this on like the swag, some cool stuff.
Yeah.
We have big plans for our store coming too that I'm not going to like talk about yet, but like, we really want this to be a cool place for people to come, and it's not us telling you how to live your life or like how awesome we are. It's more about us diving in with cool people.
Which is opening the door.
Yeah.
It's opening the door to our life, what we do, opening the door to the people we know that can bring on here, opening that door, and then also opening the door to, the people that follow along with your show, follow along your creative, of like hearing what they do and hearing what they want to talk about and talking to those people.
For sure.
Situation. It's just it's a revolving door and a learning opportunity that I think will be fun to embark on.
Yeah, because I think everybody can learn something from having a conversation with a stranger. Even sitting down, get my oil changed. I talk to somebody, like learn something new. It's like, holy cow, that's a cool way to look at things.
I guess when this launches, though, the store will be live.
Yeah, it will be. That's true.
But not everything that we're talking about.
Maybe not. We still have meetings.
Yeah.
Swag
and
Swag.
But like even with like there's gonna be like different, I guess, collections on our site. Like we want to give people, because there's so many different facets to what we do, like the hunting, the shooting, like business, fishing with Andy. Like, and I love to fish. It's like one of my like passions, big time. So being a dad, a coach, like I want to bring in like from baseball players to football players to pastors to, I just want to dive in, like Brandon Lilly. That's one of the podcasts I look forward to the most, because he struggled. He's got a past, but now he's like one of the like super successful guy, very intelligent. He's like dug out of a dark place in his life.
Yeah.
And he's one of the most genuine, cool people on the planet. And it's like, that's the kind of people I want to talk to.
Right.
Because who knows when we're going to find ourselves in that hole. And if we have kind of a playbook to look at and use, I mean, it could help us or maybe somebody listening to this that's there right now, because there's one thing guaranteed, it's that you're going to struggle somewhere, know. And it's in this mindset thing. It's kind of funny, Maniml, whatever, kind of plays into what we do, hunting and all that. But I don't want people to get the wrong idea of it. That's my biggest fear, is that people are like, Levi thinks he's a manimal. It's not it. Like,
I'm gonna cut that part out. Just let him think it.
No, don't you do it. Because I'm like, man, like I struggle with that, because it is a mindset and it's cool and I love the whole brand. But it's not that. Like I'm not coming from a place of like, look at me and what I've done. It's more of like, this is what I've learned. And I've learned that certain things work in high pressure situations. And I want to talk to other people that have excelled in like high pressure situations and compare what I've learned.
Well, let's also go back to the store, because when this goes live, maybe someone hasn't found the website, because it'll live on YouTube. Talk about some of the stuff that'll be there. Obviously swag, but like, what else do you think? What else will you find there?
Yeah, so I mean, I want to offer, and so
the website as a whole. We can talk.
Yeah,
about
the website's going to offer like it's going to house our content, like a lot of YouTube links to like videos from how to cure target panic to how proper form to some of our hunts, like entertainment. I don't want to just be entertainment, and I don't want to just be education. Like I want to be like a one-stop shop for all that. But then also, like, I want to host like a collection of products that I really trust, so that when I'm doing these videos on like how to do certain things, that if people want to like kind of mirror that, they can. Like they don't have to go somewhere else and try to find it. And so like on top of the swag, I really want to have however we do it, and whoever we partner with, whatever we do, have a collection. And I don't know if it's going to be there when you're listening to this podcast, but that's our plan, is to have that collection on there where you don't have to go anywhere else to find all the stuff we trust and the companies we work with. I really want it to just be a place where people can learn how to handle big moments, whether that's hunting, shooting. Like a lot of this will be hunting. A lot of this is going to be bow hunting driven, tournament driven, just becoming a great archer. But I want to touch way outside of that. Our site might be a lot of that, outdoors driven, because that's my passion. That's who I am. But this podcast, I want to touch more than that. I want people to understand that it's not, you can apply all of this mindset that we're going to learn and talk about to being a dad, to being a great friend, to being a office worker, to being an insurance salesman, to a baseball coach,
everything,
right? Yeah, it's like
physical fitness, to your nutrition, everything.
It's just discipline and a way you attack life,
right?
And it's waking up every day with keeping that dream alive, and it's just not letting that die. And so, I mean, there's a lot of things we're going to talk about. I mean, we might chase some rabbits. We might have some people on here that, who knows, like some characters, right? I want to, because I like meeting new people and thinking outside the box. But I'm excited about this journey. I mean, some of our podcasts might be 3 hours long. Some of them might be 40 minutes. I don't know. We've never done this.
The story will tell itself.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. We've kind of chased some rabbits on here, even on this first one. But I think
this is that's the thing, though. Like, that's just what we do. Like, if you think about it when we're together, it's literally off that wall, off this wall, off that wall. Like, there's no, that's what I was going back to earlier. Like, we just kind of go with it.
Just bounce stuff.
Yeah, there's no, whatever we want to talk about, whatever we want to do, we just kind of go with that moment. And I think that's the cool thing. Like, these podcasts will be structured. Like, tomorrow, Austin, we got stuff we want to talk about. But for the most part, like, we just want to chill and hang out and talk about life.
Sure. 100%. I mean, and it's kind of like if you're riding in a truck with us going somewhere, this is exactly the conversation,
What would you say, we'll end on this if you want, or we can keep talking. Sorry, you looked at me weird.
Yeah.
The switch that you were like, no, I got to go. I got to go after this. 'Cause me and my wife were talking the other day about I wasn't always, like I was asking you, I wasn't always super motivated. I mean, I went to college, played football, and my undergrad was in PE and health because I literally just didn't want to go to class.
Right.
I decided I was going to pick the easiest thing for college and post.
Right.
But then somewhere along the way, a switch flipped, and I got to the point where there was a time that I literally didn't want to work. I didn't want to go to an office. I didn't want to work for anybody else.
Yeah.
Like, it was going to be me do it, or I was going to fail ultimately.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. I was asking her, like, what do you think that moment was? Like, does she remember a moment where I was just like, yeah, this life isn't going to work anymore. I got to go operate like this. What were those moments for y'all, you think?
I remember the day I did this full time, like the day I quit laying rock and fired all the workers that worked for me. And it was kind of out of frustration, really. I had so it was 2007, and so my dad was a rock mason, but he had so much work, and this was before the economy crashed, and I got so lucky. But like, it was 2007, and I was working full time. I had started my own business as a mason, like taking on jobs that my dad couldn't take on, and it was a lot. So I had to hire my own crew. I had like 5 guys working for me, and I was like going to tournaments, I was working like 60 hours a week and trying to practice and go to tournaments, and I was starting to win and do well, but then I was trying to balance this rock business on the side. And like, I remember coming back, and like some of my workers had stolen a water hose, and like were smoking pot on the job, and like stealing stuff, not finishing. And it was like the homeowners were furious. And so I just remember the day I fired them all and finished the job myself and never took another job, a rock job. And I've never taken another one to this day, got paid for it. It was that moment that I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't get caught in the middle. Like, I'm starting to have success over here, and I have to dive in with everything I got and make it work. And that's what I'm going to do. Like, that was letting my safety net go, like my backup plan. I really never had a plan B. Like, I don't think construction's much of a plan B, but that was kind of my safety. Like, that's made me feel safe.
Right.
Having a job. And so when I was like, you know what? No, I can't focus on this and be great at this too. So I was just like, everybody's fired. I cleaned up the mess. I did it, and I walked away from it, and I put 100% of into what we do now. You know, that was kind of that moment for me, I think.
What about you?
Probably when I started editing the show full time, because in the past I was just filming, turning it in. That was it, and my job was done. I go about my life. But I think whenever I had to take on everything, that was like the moment that I had to mentally change, because if I drop the ball on that, then the show doesn't air, and then he don't get paid, you know, and then I don't get paid.
Right.
So I think it was just probably then, whenever I took the show on full time, started producing 100% of it. So
that was that's the moment we talked about.
Yeah.
That I watched that flip.
Yeah.
I watched that switch flip. Almost flipped on top of me. But I mean, if that doesn't show you that I didn't have full faith in your capabilities,
no, for
I
sure.
put my
You
life
had
in your
way,
hands.
Way more faith than I had.
Yeah.
You had more faith in me than I had, for sure.
But now look, I mean, that was when it took off, really, like the quality. Like we always had a good show, but when Micah started doing it full time and it came in house.
But he was a liability to some extent, like on backcountry
It was
hunts.
a liability.
100%.
Got
I fired him on backcountry. I said, I can't worry about you anymore. He almost died so many
brought it
times.
back to life this year with the opposable thumb.
Broke thumbs and a mountain lion attack on Joe.
No, dude, I refused for years to take him back
Yeah, it was rough.
on mountains because he almost died every time.
You know,
So-
when you're looking through a monitor, you're not paying attention to your feet a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I Kodiak, we made it through that. That was
I was good there.
I mean, besides your leg not working.
I did have a hip failure.
Yeah. Hip failure.
You want to talk about him breaking his arm?
We'll
Let's
save
just
that for
skip it.
another day. There's so much to do. We could let's do that. Let's do an entire podcast on Micah's injuries.
We got
in the
most
field.
of them on film, at least.
Yeah, we could like watch them. I think we do that.
Let's do
I
it.
think we do that. But this was cool. Kind of, wasn't too long, but like, I just really we wanted to take this to tell everybody like what this is, right? Everybody looks at it, they see Maniml. What the heck is that? It's new, but it's really just us. That's it. And it's a mindset that we use to approach whatever it is we're doing.
I think over everything, it's a place to build a community.
100%. You know,
Yeah.
it's and like this mindset thing is being done a lot. I think like, alpha male, let's go. That's not really it. It's just like I want people to attack things with the mindset that's going to help them be successful in whatever that is. And I want to learn how to do better. Like I want to learn how to be a better dad. That's a big fear of mine, is looking back one day and being like, I failed as a parent.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think we're all going to learn as we go and have fun. Like we refuse to not have fun. And so I just hope everybody that is going to listen and follow along feels the same way, learns, has fun, laughs at us, make fun of us, whatever. But yeah, we got another one in the morning. Our next podcast will be with Austin Riley. But for this one, that was kind of an intro, guys. So
Team on 3.
I'm not doing that.
Okay.
I wasn't going to either.
Me either.
Maniml on 3.
I will not wear a shirt that says Levi Moore.
Oh, okay,
we're not
that's how we're gonna end. We were doing apparel today, and they're like, "I refuse to wear anything with your name on it." And I was like, "Wow, I got a really
offended.
supportive." I did get offended, but anyway, thank you guys for listening. And we don't really have any sponsors for this podcast, or
Micah, can you roll the sponsors?
Got you, bro.